Nicole Papiano from Your Instructional Designer, and I am here today with Cindy Lucas. Cindy, can you tell me a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Okay, well, I am the owner of Digital Artifex. We create custom curriculum. So mainly all day long, I just create e-learning for the most part. um, Various training programs for various companies. That is really our specialty. For the last few weeks, I've been busy just giving free webinars for new instructional designers, but really that's what we do, custom training.
And I've also seen, I looked at your website a little bit, that you have some awesome courses for people who are trying to improve themselves as instructional designers. Is that right?
Yeah, we're offering right now, we just created a self-paced Storyline 360 course because that's an important skill to have if you're a new instructional designer. We're
Definitely.
offering a Camtasia course. We're also offering a course on how to create your own portfolio. So honestly, the courses that we are really focusing on for others that are in the industry are courses where they can build up their skill set.
How cool. So, now you're like leading your own company and you're doing these courses and stuff, but what was your journey to get there like?
Completely accidental. So I started out as a news writer,
Oh,
and then I decided that I wanted to eat. So then I moved from news writing to IT, and I was in IT for a long time. I worked for Delta. I worked for a number of
hmm.
companies in the NUC as an administrative server administrator. And then I decided I wanted to do something more creative. And I was working at a telecommunications company, which is where I met Dr. Robin Sargent. We worked together.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, I know that name.
yeah, yeah, we worked together. And I was in the IT department. And then I decided to apply for an instructional designer role, which I had never done before. But I was good at computers, I was creative, I knew how to design because I had designed websites before. So I was able to move over into training. I had a really great mentor named Johnny McKenzie, who was, before she retired, she was a manager at Coca-Cola for a long time. And
Hmm.
she taught me how to use the software and to be really good about it. And she taught me the principles behind everything. And that's just kind of how I landed in there.
That's so cool. And it really, do you feel like it helped you a lot just to have that tech background? Because that's not something we always hear.
I think so. Um, I know a lot of people start out with, they know the principles and instructional design, and, they can quote nulls, and all of that is super important. But a lot of these roles that are coming out today are more development than
Hmm.
they are instructional design. Like they call them instructional design, but they're really just e-learning developers. So it was easy for me to kind of jump in and start using the tools very quickly. I was able to do things that maybe other instructional designers couldn't do because I had a background in coding.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I didn't really know why I was doing it, I could do it. And I, use the time on the job to learn the why, to take, courses, to get certifications, to take classes, to read books.
That's so
So,
cool.
so it was really, really, really accidental.
But it seems like it worked out because I don't know, would you say it's do you love doing it now? Like, do you
I
feel
do
like
love
this is
doing
it
it.
for you? Yeah.
Yeah, I love doing it. I love learning, completely a lifelong learner. I love learning new things. I think my favorite thing about what we do is every client wants something different. So
Mm-hmm.
it could be financial, it could be new hire orientation, it could be medical, it could be hospitality, it could be HR related. Someone had told me in the beginning, they were like, well, if you're going to start doing this as a freelancer, then you should pick your niche, right? You
Mm-hmm.
should decide what you want to do. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. because I don't want to pigeonhole with any one topic because I get bored very easily. So I decided not to go that route, and it's worked out so far.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard that advice too. And I think it can work really well for people who really do like one specific thing. But I found it easier to think about like my niche as like the problems I like to solve instead of the exact specific industry mini part that I like to work with. I don't know if you find that true also.
Yeah, I feel like if you come up with a process that works, then your process should work no matter what kind of course you're designing or whatever the topic is. The process has stayed the same for us,
Mm-hmm.
and it's worked out. But yeah, I couldn't see myself just designing for sales or something. I would just get bored.
What made you take the leap? Because you're obviously working, with teams and in companies before. What made you take that leap and decide to start your own business?
Well, actually, I have a daughter who is autistic, and I was trying to find a job where I could work remotely. And I was having some luck with some companies where I was able to work remote a few days a week. But, some companies, not so much.
Mm.
So I just decided, I was like, I'm really going to have to work for myself, to be able to be at home and kind of spend more time with her and work with her. So, that my job, I basically created my own full-time remote job. That was pretty much the motivation behind it,
That's a
because she
pretty
has
good
appointments and
motivation.
things that that we have to do for her, speech appointments and everything. And it was just really hard being, a full-time mom with a daughter who's autistic, and, a company's expecting me to work 40, 60 hours a week, but expecting me to be in the office. So I was like, okay, that's not going to work for me anymore.
Yeah, it's really a shame that more companies don't realize they're going to lose awesome talent by not making a more flexible environment for people to. I mean, you have a daughter at home who needs care, and it's a shame because you're doing excellent work and they're totally missing out. But it's awesome that you get to be your own boss now and set those rules.
I know. And now she's older, and she really, is like, wants nothing to do with me. She sits in her room and she listens to her rock music, and, I'll go in there and I'm like, hi. She's like, what are you doing in my room? So, it
Close
all
the
worked
door.
out. Teenagers.
That's funny. So now that you've gone through the very different, this journey, you moved from IT into instructional design, you moved from a full-time employee to your own full-time employee. You're the boss of your own business. You've got these great workshops. Like, what would you tell people who are thinking about getting into this industry? Is there one piece of advice that you would give them?
I just say, just to be persistent. I think that that's really, my biggest, like the trait that I covered the most, that I am persistent. And I don't take things super personal. You're always going to get a lot of no's, especially when you're starting out. But to pretty much hone your process, find something that works for you. A lot of people will take these classes and they'll go online looking for, processes and certifications, and all those things are great. I facilitate for ATD. All those things are great, but find something that works for you, and, hone that, and learn. And I really believe that you really need to learn the software. Learn as much software as you possibly can, whether it's Storyline or Captivate. Learn it, become more than proficient at it, because now a lot of companies are starting to test people
Hmm.
when they are hiring during the screening process. Um, they'll send you like a Word document saying, I want you to build a slide, a course with 6 slides. They want you to prove that you can do it. There'll be nothing on this sheet of paper asking you about instructional design principles, but they will ask you to build a course, because it's gotten so easy to go online and get templates and things like that. And they want to know you can do the work when you come in. So you really need to be practicing that. Get all those free trials and start practicing, build up that portfolio.
That's a really good point. Is there one, I don't know, I'm just saying anyway, is there one software that you feel like if you are transitioning into the learning industry, you should go learn right now?
Definitely Storyline, because more companies are moving towards Storyline. A lot of companies have, maybe decided not to use Captivate. Captivate is still popular, but I feel like Storyline is more popular just because it's more intuitive.
Right.
You have the Teams option. Definitely that would be my one piece. And if I can, advise them on a second piece, it would be Photoshop. Learn Photoshop. I think that people overlook Photoshop, but you need it when you're going to start making your own custom, e-learning projects or even ILT projects. You can't always rely on going to places like, Canva, which I love, but you can't always rely on templates. Sometimes you have to make your own graphics, or you have to edit your own graphics. So that would be
yeah, that's a really good one that I agree. I think we don't really think about all the time, but like I can't tell you personally how many times that doing aviation stuff, how they would give me this screen and it would be like one little thing in this one little corner that if I couldn't edit on Photoshop, like we would have had a graphic designer build it for a lot more money.
I think that we've gotten to the point where we teach a lot of shortcuts, because there is so many templates and things that you can grab out there, but you really need to learn how to do it on your own. And then once you can do it on your own, then go grab the templates.
That is such great advice. Truly. And actually it's, so I always find it interesting because we have all these different learning pros on the show, but everyone seems to have really unique advice. And that is definitely the first time we have heard that. And it's like gold. So I hope everybody goes out there and listens to it and goes and learns that tech, and Storyline and Photoshop are going to be the big two you need.
Yes.
So Cindy, is there anything that you would want to share that I haven't already asked you about before I let you go?
No, not really, but I would like to thank you for having me and thanking you for all the work that you do for the community. I see your posts and I see all the classes and webinars that you're hosting out there. And I think that the community is just lucky to have you.
Well, I feel the same way about you, and I'm really glad that we could get the time to chat because I know you're a busy, busy lady doing lots of great things out there. But for those of you who are watching at home, if you want to know more about Cindy and her work, you can check out the description box below. But until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.